Okay, lots of clouds in the sky today, at least there's no rain, and I'm going to continue my test with this Rode Wireless Pro, except today I'm actually testing it out with the lav mic that they give you in the box. Actually, this mic is actually really expensive when you buy it on its own. That's one thing surprising about this whole package anyways. Okay, I just switched over the mics, and for today I'm not trying to conceal it like I did yesterday, for example. It's kind of hanging out in the open. It's on gain assist dynamic. I'm just interested, again, this is more of a voice test to see if it could, I guess, separate my voice, or at the same time, how does it sound with the environment and stuff as well, because yesterday's test was actually really impressive with how much noise there were at times. With that in mind, what's going on today? How about this first one? This one says, Centaurium, UAS, and Thales join forces to open Swiss skies to long-range drone operations. So what's going on here, huh? It says Centaurium, UAS, and Thales have signed a cooperation agreement to conduct a test campaign with a view to authorizing the use of Thales UAS 100 drone for long operations in Switzerland. The UAS 100 is ideal for civil and government monitoring, surveillance, and alert missions. Well, that's a key word there, huh? Monitoring. Combining world-class flight safety performance with the compact design required for drones, the Thales system has an operating range of more than 100 kilometers and complies with certification criteria for flying over populated areas. A subsidiary of Switzerland-based Centaurium Group, a specialist in helicopter operations, Centaurium UAS will be responsible for drone qualification flights and plans to provide drone services with optimized operating costs and environmental impact to Swiss authorities and industry players. So that's kind of interesting. It's almost like they're dipping themselves in every single avenue, huh? Money to be made, that's my assumption anyways. And it goes on to say, from risk monitoring on large-scale infrastructure to border surveillance, event security, fire detection, and location of missing persons, the UAS 100 meets the requirements of a wide range of mission scenarios while operating in full compliance with general aviation regulations. Centaurium UAS will operate the drones and offer services tailored to the specific needs of the public and private players in Switzerland, with lower operating costs and 90% lower energy consumption than current piloted aircraft. Well, it's one of those things again. I guess it's when they use it, for example, it's okay all of a sudden, but that is the key word too, quote, monitoring. Are people going to be okay with that? And with that thought, again, lots of police officers and officials, for example, wanting to use drones to monitor people or use it for situations that they deem it's more efficient. How about this one? This one says, NOPD announces plan to use drone technology, asks for community feedback. Officials with the New Orleans Police Department announced a plan to start using drone technology and are asking the public for feedback. NOPD officials said the use of drones will help the department with tasks like grid searches, weather events, disaster response, accident reconstruction, and more, while also serving as a force multiplier and crime-fighting tool. They said the drone technology will also offer a safer way to document scenes and simultaneously take photos, as well as aerial documentation that present a true and accurate representation of the scene for investigation. NOPD officials said drone flights will follow the Federal Aviation Administration and NOPD guidelines. And with that, they say they will be trained and all that, but again, it's one of those things where all of a sudden it's okay, I guess. When an official uses it, when a regular person uses it, then all of a sudden it's the end of the world too, huh? Well, that will be the way of the future too. It goes back to that saying where a lot of people say, yes, ban this and that, and people were telling you from day one, all it's doing is kicking out, let's just say, people who are flying things for fun and toys and all that, and then now you have officials, commercial operations taking over the airspace, huh? And with that thought of dangerous, I guess, situations and all that, how about this one where apparently there was an explosion, it says, near the Niagara Falls? Like, what's going on here, huh? It's basically breaking news, I guess you could say. It says, 2 dead after vehicle explosion at Rainbow Bridge in Niagara Falls, FBI investigating. 2 people who were in a vehicle that exploded at the Rainbow Bridge border crossing in Niagara Falls on Wednesday morning are dead, authorities confirm. The blast, which one eyewitness said occurred after a speeding vehicle crashed into a fence on the U.S. side of the border, prompted the closure of all 4 international bridges between Canada and Western New York. In a social media post, the FBI Buffalo Field Office said it was investigating the situation, which it called, quote, fluid. The FBI is coordinating with our local, state, and federal law enforcement partners in this investigation. As the situation is very fluid, that's all we can say at this time. Is that a way of saying everything's under control? It makes you wonder, is it a, quote, terrorist attack of sort? And there were some videos that look like they're just from security camera footages, I guess. You can see the explosion in the background and all that. But either way, in terms of danger too, in my opinion, you should be focused on stuff like this, huh? So many stuff in the world that are just, I guess, neglected. People using these types of weapons and all that. And that's where most of your resources should be put on. Go after the criminals, huh? Okay, so that was kind of an interesting test too, because while I was talking on the mic, there was a lot of stuff in the background, like ambulance and stuff like that. I wonder if it actually picked it up. And as well, again, with this mic, I'm kind of fascinated about the type of ambient noise it actually picks up while I'm talking as well. And I've actually had this funny idea where I did it yesterday too, where it sounds pretty cool when you put it near, let's just say, the animals and all that. You can really hear the environment just on its own. It makes me wonder if you put this lav mic right up to it, for example, would it sound, I guess, really great as well, especially when you hear them eating and all that. Actually, one thing I wanted to test is this lav mic when you're trying to semi-conceal it anyways, because yesterday that might have affected the sound with just the onboard, for example, wireless mics. So I'm kind of interested to hear how this sounds when you, again, try to conceal it with the way it's designed. Hey, what's going on? What's that?
Motorized bike, maybe. Yeah, it's coming this way.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Not a worker vehicle, no?
No.
Oh, here. Wow, it sounds like it's coming pretty fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not allowed to ride those here normally, right?
Oh yeah, I just sold one.
Oh really?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a loud one, right?
Is that like a self-made one where they just put?
I think you buy the engine.
Is it? Okay.
They're pretty neat.
I'm surprised you ride it when you're walking the dog all the time, right?
Yeah. And I need a manual bike anyway.
Yeah.
That thing ain't no good. I just fucking sit on it and ride.
It's a new dog.
Yeah.
Good?
She actually probably would have ran beside it.
Oh yeah.
And now she's like probably like no. I'll have to like ride around the block.
Okay, here will be a real test. I'm walking right underneath the SkyTrain. Like, this is really loud. And as well, there's a lot of vehicles and stuff here too. Actually, at times the sounds seemed so good. Yesterday anyways, when I did the testing, it almost looked like I did a voiceover, like I recorded it afterwards, but I'm doing this in real time, even now when I'm walking. So that's kind of the great thing. At least I know this will work for that little project that I need to do later on anyways. I haven't really fiddled around with the settings, but it got me to think too. I could technically have one wireless mic, because there's two of them, capturing ambient sound, and then another one capturing voice directly. You can actually do that with this anyways. You can split up the channels. So, and then afterwards you can edit it together. That's another way to do it actually. Actually, I gave quite a few samples of what it sounds like just capturing the environment. Keep in mind again, the mic is semi-concealed. I'm just kind of fascinated again on how it is. And just for general comments in terms of, I guess, sound quality compared to other stuff, I never used the other ones, but just from some samples that I heard, this mic actually has some of the best quality. Other ones, they sound kind of digital and all that. This one sounds more professional in my opinion, where it mostly comes down to the position of the mic and the settings you have. At the moment, I'm not going crazy or anything like that in terms of settings, getting too detailed. I'm just trying it on a day-by-day basis just to get used to it, to see what is the best setting and situation, the best placement to get the ideal sound for the type of, I guess, scene you're trying to capture. All right, see you guys later.